Political stunts in North Carolina. Bill Clinton turns on the Bubba, and Barack Obama takes a day off of the campaign trail. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Norah O'Donnell. MSNBC is the place for politics, and Pennsylvania turns out to be the place that launched a windfall of cash support for Hillary Clinton. After beating Obama by 10 points on Tuesday, the Clinton campaign says it raised $10 million in just 24 hours, and most of it online. Last night in Indiana, Clinton and Obama made very different claims about why they should be the Democratic nominee.
I have received more votes by the people who have voted than anybody else.
If we won the most delegates from the voters, seems to me that it might be a good idea to make me the nominee.
Tucker Carlson is MSNBC's senior campaign correspondent. All right, let's try and break down who's really winning, since each of them says they're winning. Hillary Clinton says, I've received more votes by the people have voted than anyone else. The metric they're using now is the popular vote.
Right.
It's technically true, but she's including Michigan, where Barack Obama wasn't even on the ballot.
Well, if you're going to take the rules into account, which would make you outdated and boring, his argument makes sense. He is, by the rules set up and agreed to by everyone, he is winning and likely will win.
Because of pledged delegates.
That's exactly
all
right.
The delegates.
And that's the process that everyone has agreed upon. But this is the Democratic Party that has made a fetish out of the popular vote in the wake of 2000. Democrats believe, many, especially the activists, that that election was stolen from them by the Electoral College and the Supreme Court and the Republicans. They believe that the metric that matters is how many people, voters, cast a ballot for you. And by that measure, and again, you can't overstate, that's a resonant argument in the Democratic Party, she is winning. Now, she's counting Michigan and Florida, and that debate, I believe, after talking to Clinton people, will resurface in earnest soon. She's going to bring it up again and say, why is Barack Obama against letting their votes count in these two key states? It's a good question.
Could this focus on the popular vote backfire for her? I was reading Nedra Pickler, who writes for the Associated Press, has a great piece. Says there are a couple of problems for Clinton in claiming the lead in the popular vote. Even using her criteria of counting Michigan and Florida, her lead may not last more than 2 weeks. That's because Obama is heavily favored to win the largest state left to vote, North Carolina, on May 6th. Obama is also likely to win South Dakota and Oregon. And even if Clinton wins all the other contests, they are smaller contests and might be difficult for her to catch up. So he may actually beat her at her game in the end.
There's absolutely no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean, she needs a hook based in reality upon which to hang her argument, and that hook is the popular vote. I'm merely saying, if she winds up on June 3rd in South Dakota with the majority of the actual votes cast by Democrats in these primaries, that's a real argument, and it's much harder in the Democratic Party than it would be in the Republican to refer to some abstract rule book and say, this is what we agreed to at the beginning. That's great, but what about this election that was stolen in 2000? Don't you remember? I mean, I think she could help whip the party into a frenzy over that.
Political Director Chuck Todd is looking ahead now, which is what we want to do, Chuck, as we go forward by the numbers and look at the new end game here. And you said tonight in your reporting, this isn't about pledged delegates any longer. There is a kind of new math behind new Clinton momentum if she's got it.
Well, it is, and I hesitate to use this because, you'll have some Obama people sit here and argue, well, wait a minute, it's not about popular votes, it's about delegates. Well, the fact is, I've talked to superdelegates, and these uncommitted superdelegates are watching the popular vote.